And I mean, at least you guys are young. I mean, my 55 mile per hour fastball is not going to fool you after an inning or two. You're going to be fine.
That's all right. Brett throws slower than that.
No question.
But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, we were going to try to do a whole kind of like press thing and try to get as many people over with Scotland and try to sell merch and try to really kind of throw baseball Scotland out there. And it just never fell through because the exchange rate isn't in our favor, and it's an expensive trip for a lot of guys. So that would be like their one trip of the year. But we always fondly talk about, like, I mean, I remember spending days and weeks doing the research out there. I'm like, how we could brand everything and see how it would go. The guy in charge was trying to get somebody to show up dressed as William Wallace between games and have his face painted and run around the stands. I was just like, that's not going to happen.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah,
you can ask the fun of the trip is you're playing on the either the stadium or the training fields of the various major league spring training facilities. So it's gorgeous fields, and they're made up just immaculately. And you're stepping on the same field as Mike Trout and Anthony Rizzo and whoever else.
Yeah, absolutely. For a lot of those guys, that is like the dream of a lifetime for them to kind of go and play in those fields. Because again, like the fields over here are pretty rough. Like having a pitcher's mound is a luxury. Like that doesn't normally happen very often.
Is softball a thing at all in Scotland?
Not really. It's more of a London thing. Like they do a lot of stuff just because travel in London's basically takes you an hour and a half to get anywhere. So they have a pretty good league that's just like one day a week, all through Monday through Friday, and they get a big traction that way. But otherwise, no. I think there's 16 teams in Edinburgh and 8 in Glasgow, and that's it for all of Scotland. So, I mean, even when we talk about baseball in Scotland, you're talking about 100 players, and then through the UK, you're talking about probably about 2,000 people playing baseball in the UK and probably about 20,000 playing softball. So we always say it's like playing cricket in the States. You can go find it. It's out there, but, you really have to go search for it and see what you're going to find out that way.
Right. I want to move. I'm going to move to Glasgow and dominate the over 50 baseball league out there. That's
you're going to dominate the under 50 baseball league out there. We've had one guy that played in the minor leagues. He played. He was from Venezuela. He blew his arm out as a pitcher for the Mariners in the low minors. Went back, got his engineering degree, and works in the oil industry. And he comes over every once in a while and just destroys everything like that. We had another guy that played, let me see, in the Mexican leagues, and he did the kind of the same idea there. And he was a lot of fun to play with. But yeah, I mean, there's sheer talent there. I mean, most of the guys that are playing out here played like high school ball, and it's just a bit of fun, and it's good, camaraderie with everybody. So a lot of it is like John, who literally learned about baseball through video games, and that was how he played baseball.
Nice.
But that tournament seems fun. Like I said, I might have to go revisit that. I might have to go ask John about joining the team and see if my body can survive for a week of baseball.
Well, the most of the fun is, of course, off the field, where we get a big house and all of us live in the same place and recuperate by the pool and the hot tub. And past couple of years, we actually have hired a chef to be in the house making us dinner, so we don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So it's at this point, it's a tremendous tournament, and I got to be honest, we're not going this year because of COVID, and I'm missing it.
Yeah, well, see, I mean, that's nice you can have a chef and all, but I'd be like, all right, I need In-N-Out. I need all the junk food I can get, because they don't get that stuff out here. So I'd just be going around to every junk foods place I could.
There's plenty of that.
Yeah, I always laugh because they opened up a Denny's earlier this year out in Glasgow, and there was actually lines of people waiting to go to Denny's. I was just like, it's Denny's. It's nothing special.
Is the menu a lot different, or they still have like a grand slam breakfast and all that American style?
It's slightly different. But I'll be honest, like I couldn't be bothered going to Denny's. Oh, did I freeze? All right, hold on. My wife. So the ongoing joke is we're broadcasting from a 160-year-old toilet. So I have a basement flat in Edinburgh, and then we have cellars, and I've converted my cellar into an office, and so the Wi-Fi gets patchy here at times. So yeah, so like literally like the sidewalk's directly above me right here.
That's
Gentlemen, we are live and we are good to go. Is everyone ready?
All set.
Let's get started then. Hello, one and all, either watching live on YouTube or on demand. My name is John McKellar. I'm one half of Ball Caps and Bagpipes. This is our 42nd and final. Perfect. It's just a perfect number. How could you script that? Our 42nd and final NLBMArt Fundraiser artist interview. This one is with guys who make baseball barbecue utensils. They're called Baseball Barbecue. They're Mike Mullen and Brett Mandel. And there's my Ball Caps and Bagpipes co-host.
Hi, I'm Jason Durr. I'm former league president and Baseball Scotland Hall of Famer. And we're having a good time chatting with these guys. Guys, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Brett Mandel. I'm one of the folks who helped bring the baseball barbecue tools to the world. And I like to play ball with this guy, Mike.
And I'm Mike Mullen, and I'm another part of the baseball barbecue family, and I'm a crafty lefty.
So guys, thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's a pleasure to have you as our last guests of the project. We like to ask each of our interviewees in the project the same question to start with. So we'll start with you, Mike. Why don't you tell us about your baseball background? Do you follow a team? Did you play growing up? And if so, to what level and what positions did you play?
Yeah, so I grew up in the Seattle area, so my team is the Seattle Mariners. And of course, we have longest non-playoff berth in all the four U.S. sports. So we haven't been in the playoffs longer than anybody in the NFL, NHL, NBA, or the MLB. So I'm a long-suffering fan. For me personally, I played through college at a school here in Oregon, and then continued to play as much ball as possible through the Men's Senior League Baseball League. And I joined Brett every October in Arizona to get together with a bunch of guys for a week and have some fun in all the major league training facilities down there.
That's awesome. And Brett, why don't you introduce your baseball background, and obviously it intertwines with Mike's, but where do you come from? Who do you root for? And tell us about your baseball growing up.
Well, I laugh when Mike says he's a long-suffering Seattle fan. I'm a Phillies fan here in Philadelphia, so I'll tell you the meaning of long-suffering, although I guess we've had some success about a decade ago. I played ball through school and had a terrific chance to spend a season in the minor leagues to write a book called Minor Players Major Dreams about what the minors are like, and sort of a Bull Durham meets Paper Lion insider account. And as an old guy, I've been playing lots and lots of ball whenever I can. And Mike and I play on a team that goes out to the Men's Senior Baseball League World Series in Arizona every year, which is where we started talking about the idea of the baseball bat handle barbecue tools. And we turned that from a fun thing to talk about around the hot tub into a business.
Nice. Now, do you guys have any baseball memories from your time growing up or even your time playing that really stick out in your mind as like the highlights, the moments that you'll never forget and you'll take to your grave with you?
Go ahead, Brett. You start with this one.
Yeah, most of my memories are of people laughing at me. Had a few highlights of getting a chance to jump up and down on the field, winning a championship with my friends, which of course is incredibly memorable. And now most of my memories are about coaching my son and coaching young guys and trying to teach them a little bit about the game. When I am out on the field, it always makes me laugh how I'll still get nervous. I'll still get excited during a game. even though at this point there's no one in the stands. No one cares if I win or lose. If I come home and tell my wife or tell my kids, oh, we won, I had a big hit. Okay, Dad, by the way, the toilet's jammed. Can you go get the plunger? That's what baseball.
Brilliant. And you, Mike? Any fond memories from your time growing up, either watching or playing the game?
For playing ball, fond memories?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Yeah, absolutely. My, we were talking about it earlier, but I was kind of in that same era as the Kirkland Little League baseball team winning the World Series. I was a couple years behind them. And so growing up and watching that team win the Little League World Series, it was a huge inspiration to me growing up, and really wanted me to excel at baseball. And so I think that kind of my passion into baseball itself, and trying to play at the highest level possible. But a lot of fun memories. Wasn't not a very big guy. Didn't hit my first home run until I was a junior year in high school, and then was able to play in college and kind of do okay from there. But just I guess one fun fact is I lived in LA for a couple years working at Easton Sports, which produces a lot of baseball equipment. And I was playing in the league down there, and one of the guys on my team was Jose Canseco.
Wow.
So we used to travel the tournaments together, and his brother Ozzy would play with us, and there was a bunch of ex-major leaguers in that league down there in LA. So that was a lot of fun, hearing a lot of stories and stuff like that.
So you bring up Jose. Is Jose as much of a mental case as he appears to be, or is that mostly hyper?
He will share any and all information. And he one time at dinner, and we had just won a tournament, and he asked the guys, like, so do you guys still think that I'm on steroids? And of course, nobody's going to answer him because he's twice as big as everybody else. And he's like, of course I'm still on steroids. And this is when he was in his like upper 40s or so. So he never knew what was going to come out of that guy's mouth, but he was willing to share all information. So it was pretty fun.
Oh, geez.
You mentioned that because someone gave me juice this during the lockdown, and I actually read that. So he actually did a lot of homework to learn how to actually do the steroids. And it's funny you say that. Of course he is, because he actually did a lot of research behind that.
Yeah, it's it is what it is for the guy, but he was definitely fun to be around, and it was neat because we'd have baseball games or show up at tournaments, and a couple of people would recognize them, and then all of a sudden the fans start showing up and the phone calls are going out, and so then we'd actually feel like we were in front of a decent sized crowd at these little ballparks and stuff. So hanging out with a celebrity ball player for a little while wasn't too bad.
Sounds like a great experience, and obviously he would have taught you guys a lot. I imagine being on the field with him.
Yeah, well, and how I actually got to play with him is that I would pitch against his team in a league that we played in. So every time that guy came up to plate, I was scared out of my mind. So I'd always pitch him way inside, so he hit like 450-foot, foul balls off of me and everything. But one time in a playoff game, I had a really good game against their team, and so they basically invited me to travel with them and play some tournament games. So yeah, telling the stories and all that stuff was a lot of fun.
Sounds great. So guys, I'm going to pass over to Jason. He'll go into the business and your NLBMArt contribution, and I'll come back toward the end to close. Thanks a lot, guys.
I think you some questions there. I said Brett said he played the minor leagues for this season. Can you elaborate on that?
So I wrote a book about the minor league baseball. It's called Minor Players, Major Dreams. And I spent the 1994 season with it was their inaugural year, the Ogden Raptors of the Pioneer Rookie League. Played against a couple of guys who maybe folks have heard of, but Aaron Boone probably is the one name that came out that still is current and in baseball currency today. I certainly was there to write the book, not to play the ball. Those guys were pretty good. I'm just a piker out there.
So I have to admit, when they came out with the name the Raptors, that was a really inspired name for them out there. Was there any kind of connection?
My baseball card which is somewhere behind me. My baseball card, you'll see, has a picture of us at a dinosaur park. You see a giant picture of a dinosaur and a tiny picture of me. So that was what was exciting. The kids loved it, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a great, marketing experience after Jurassic Park, but long term, it wasn't going to fly.
That's right.
Cool. So you're in Philly. We asked the other guy that was in the Philly suburbs. Where did he go for the best cheesesteak?
So I'm real Philly. So I'll break it down by neighborhood. So if I'm in South Philadelphia, I'm going to go to Pat's. If I'm in North Philadelphia, I'm going to go to Max's. If I'm in Northeast Philadelphia, I'm going to Steve's. If I'm in Roxborough, I'm going to D'Alessandro's. But my favorite is Jim's. So if you're in Philadelphia, we'll go to Jim's.
Right. Do you remember where Randy said he went? Randall went, John. I remember he said it was a local one, but he said, definitely went by neighborhood. Cool. All right. And Mike, I got a question for you. Knowing that you're in Bend, Oregon, how much craft beer have you consumed?
I think right now we're like #1 per capita of anywhere in the U.S. So if you can walk 20 feet in one direction downtown, then you're going to run into another craft brewery. So I've had a couple pints in certain locations, but I mean, it's a good time. It's a fun town, as you know. Lots of outdoor activities here, and so of course every outdoor activity has to end with a pint somewhere.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I went to Corvallis, so not there, and I actually had a girlfriend from Bend, so I've been to Bend a few times. And my brother actually got married in Sun River, so we spent 5 days out in Sun River and exploring various breweries. For me, it was amazing because I'm a big fan of Deschutes Brewery, and so I got to go visit Deschutes. And my brother was just pissed off because it's like there's all these brewers here. I'm like, I live in Scotland. I haven't had a Muir Pond in about 20 years. You gotta work with me.
Yeah, my aunt and uncle have a place at Blackview Ranch, and so Blackview Porter was always one of my favorites from Deschutes, just because of the image and the logo and everything on there. I love that stuff.
Yep, that's one of my favorite beers as well. So funny enough, the ex-girlfriend, they must have lived next to the brewmaster or somebody. They got all the Blackview Porter that went bad, and they actually had Blackview Porter fed cattle. Some of the best meat I ever had. So, but that was, oh gosh, we're going back to like 98, 99. So it was a long time ago. Cool. So we talked about it briefly here, but let's go into the story of how things started. We know you guys have a baseball background, so why don't we go into details about it?
Sure. So one of the guys we played baseball with had an inspiration. Actually, his father had an inspiration where he took a broken barbecue fork and a broken bat and said, well, I don't want to throw away this fork. It's a good fork, and I need a handle for it. I've got a broken bat. So they jammed one into the other, and he said, this works great. It feels great in your hand. It looks terrific on the wall. We looked around and saw that was essentially a new invention. So we patented the idea. We built a business around it. We turned to Mike, who has experience bringing products to market and with e-commerce, so that you can take an idea that we have here in Philadelphia or Bend and show it all over the world. And folks are loving it. So we have a fork and a spatula right now. We're rolling out some more tools, and we're obviously doing this benefit and having a lot of fun with it.
That's great. So you guys obviously have day jobs. What's your day jobs? You talked about e-commerce for Mike. So what's your day job?
I'm a writer. I do some consulting as well, and chase a lot of kids around.
How many kids are you chasing around? That's the question.
3 right now with all of the virtual schooling and stuff. I don't have to chase them that far, so that's okay.
Okay, right. And Mike, what about yourself here? Or is this full time for you now?
It definitely has turned full time for me. Yeah, before when I met Brett, I was basically had jumped around from a bunch of different product development jobs, and so like I said, I was at Easton Sports for a while. Actually went to Crocs, and then was at this company called Skills down in San Diego. which is where I met a friend of Brett's who we got introduced, and that's how that happened. But yeah, it has turned into a full-time job. So the last 5 years, I've had my own product development business and consulting, helping people get their stuff manufactured, brought here to the U.S. or start businesses and things like that. But once I talked to these guys and knew that we had a patent around the product, I'm like, this is a no-brainer. So probably for about the last year and a half or so, I've basically been focusing on getting these products to market. And since June, when we've been live, it's gone crazy. So we currently have the fork and spatula, but we're adding 4 more tools here in the next month. We also do cutting boards, and as you can see, hats and shirts and all the other merch stuff. So it's been going very, very well.
That's fantastic. I do like the shirt. And who came up with the name of Mr. Forkballer? Was it a fork? The Forkballer shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, we wanted this company to not only have great product that baseball players and barbecue guys can relate to, but we also wanted to give it a fun vibe to it. And so all of our products are named after either pitches, or we have the fork ball fork, or the slider spatula, or the turn 2 combo set. So we want to keep it real baseball focused, but also have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys would have had a lot of fun putting this all together and going, all right, like that. I imagine the brainstorming sessions about what we come up next and how we're going to name it are probably pretty fun, and probably over a barbecue.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just like it's great to talk to you guys and build a community through baseball. Just being able to tell stories and swap ideas all around the game we love makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah, might I say, guys, the mascot there has a moustache that wouldn't look out of place in a Topps 87. An 87 Topps baseball card. It's quite the moustache.
Yeah. It's kind of the old Wally Fingers look, and the old Cincinnati Reds logo.
Have we lost you, Jason?
Yeah, I'm back again.
He's back again.
This is
Jason's having one of his many nightmarish evenings on the old internet.
People are walking on the sidewalk above him.
Yeah, he is broadcasted as he likes to make known from a 160-year-old toilet though. So it's only fitting his Wi-Fi should go down the shitter. So guys, what do you tell us about what you have in store for the NLBMArt fundraiser? Have you made any specific items, or is it just a sale on your store that you'll be donating from?
Yeah, so, and I'll try to show this up if you guys can see this up close. Yep. There we go. So we did 6 replica. I'm going to turn it correctly. There you go. So this one is the Kansas City Monarchs, but we've done 6 different teams associated with the Negro Leagues for this fundraiser, which we're really excited about. So the Kansas City Monarchs, the New York Cubans, the New York Black Yankees, the Chicago American Giants, the Homestead Grays, and is that it? Did I get all of them?
Philly Stars.
Philly Stars, just for Brett.
So how did that process come through? I mean, obviously there are a ton of teams to pick from. Did you look at it like, okay, which teams are the most recognizable? Which one has the best logo? How did you guys come to the thought process of the 6?
A little bit, and I think we also wanted to reach out to a little more major metropolitan markets, and to make sure that this could have the widest focus when we were doing our campaigns and stuff, to make sure that we're getting people across all the different markets and some of the major cities. But yeah, I mean, obviously the Kansas are number 1 just because of where the museum is located and all that, and some of the Satchel Paige and some of those players that really define the era of the Negro Leagues. So yeah, so kind of taking some of the different regions around the U.S. that were populated with the Negro League teams, and some of the more basically dominant or outspoken teams as well.
Well, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, no, as we're finding out with a lot of people there, with the artists, they're doing the research and they're finding out more and more information behind it. And they said the research bit's been a lot of fun. So I imagine it must have been the same for you guys.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Go ahead, Ben.
We did a little bit of research in terms of the coolest looks for the logos and the most popular teams, and it was definitely fun to say, like, oh wow, look at this logo, isn't this outstanding? We should do a great job with that.
Yeah, no, it's been interesting. So one thing, you guys missed the interview with Sean Gibson, and it was really interesting to talk to them, because one of the things the artist I brought up with Sean was there's like 10 photos of Josh Gibson, and everyone's done those same 10 photos over and over again. So I said, since I have a shop and I'm just selling raffle tickets, I haven't done much research. It's basically what I've learned everything off what I can kind of come across, or Ken Burns' documentary. But for a lot of people, having to do this research and go, oh, right, yeah, what, or it's black and white, what would it look like with the colors? Because again, there's not many color photos either.
Yeah, and for producing the logos, because even the Kansas City Monarchs, for instance, have gone through many variations of that logo. Mm-hmm. And so from the inner circle, or the rounded C with the interlocking K, to just a K and the C standing by itself, we basically had to do a lot of research to make sure that we were representing the teams properly, and probably also kind of in the different logos that were most representative of those teams for the longest period of time. So like you said, and I think for all of the artists, there was a lot of research involved, just because the history is so fragmented, and so trying to collect as much data and information as possible was a great and inspiring way to do this, because you're learning a lot of history at the same time.
What tickled me about it was that a lot of the various artists or baseball aficionados that I follow on social media, turns out they were also doing this. So just when the baseball BBQ thing was coming out, and then I see someone from Beauty of a Game, or I see someone else who does limited edition baseball cards, the gummy sets, comes out with theirs, and I thought, oh my God, I follow these guys all the time. I love what this guy does. It turns out he's doing the same project that we are.
Yeah, that's been a recurring theme with everyone. And we've gotten quite a few artists watching our interviews, because I said, oh, you're chatting to Peter Chen, who does Jumbotron art. I never actually know what Peter looks like or what he's interested in. I just know I like his Jumbotron art. And so it's been really kind of engaging that way, because like yourself, I've been following probably 95% of these people already. And it's like, oh, I actually got to talk to him now. This is really cool.
The Jumbotron art guy is a great example. That's sort of my era of being a kid, was Jumbotron era. So I love his stuff, and he has a great Phillies collage that I've been meaning to get. So this is going to kick me in the butt to go buy that thing.
So then who's your favorite Phillies player then?
Larry Boa. Larry Boa, somewhere over my shelf here, you can see a Larry Boa shrine. He was my guy. Spunky little shortstop.
Right. Okay. I wouldn't guess. And Mike, I'm guessing you're Griffey. Are you going to say Edgar? You got some choices here.
Yeah, I think my favorite is Edgar. He's a righty. To be honest, I should say Jamie Moyer, because very slow, very crafty lefty. But I think my most favorite player for sure is Edgar Martinez.
Yeah, I think I would have said Griffey as well if he never left for the Reds. This never happened. Yeah. But yes,
I don't understand why I have never heard any love for the Mariners legend, Mark McLemore.
Mark McLemore, good too. Yeah,
he was around for a few years, so I love McLemore, but like Griffey ripped my heart out when he demanded a trade to Cincinnati. Edgar stuck around through thick and thin. Another guy, Buhner, was a guy that was day one was all in to be a Mariner. So I think those guys will always stick out. I mean, Randy Johnson, another guy. But yeah, so funny enough, my friend Rory likes to call me the Jamie Moyer of the Scottish League, because I throw it as hard as him.
It's a fair comparison. You throw the same way he does, and you're roughly the same age.
Thanks, John.
I'd be giving him absolute pelters for his age the last couple of days. I really apologise, Jason. I'm only Josh.
Cool. Why don't you ask your open up some cards here?
Oh yeah, so guys, we finish each interview with the same question. This is the last one, so no pressure. The question is, as Americans and as artists and as baseball fans, what do the Negro Leagues mean to you? And if you could just tell us how you came to be involved with the NLBMArt project.
Sure, I'm happy to start. For me, when I was a young fan, learning that there was a Negro Leagues where certain people who loved to play baseball could play, but they weren't allowed to play in the major leagues was a shock. And I remember thinking, again, as a little guy, of just the injustice of that. And it's so nice to see not only that the color line has been broken in baseball, but that we remember the Negro Leagues. And when we did our little video to promote this cause, I did my little stand up in front of a mural in West Philadelphia that memorializes the Negro Leagues. So it's important to remember that there was a time when not everyone could play, and that we have moved past that and hopefully realize the promise of everything we want the game to be about, everything we want our country to be about, everything we want humanity to be about. So it's important to remember that things were not always this way, but we can always make progress.
Excellent answer, Brett. And Mike?
Yeah, and similar to Brett, I think it was, as a baseball fan, you really want to know the history of the game, and that's just not through the MLB. It's, going all the way back to the beginnings, and then how, I didn't have to grow up with baseball not being segregated. So it was, for me, being able to help tell that story. But how we really got involved with this is we were on a podcast called Baseball and Barbecue, which is a couple of guys in the New York area who love to talk baseball and barbecue. And their guest on the same episode that we were on was Mr. Kendricks of the Negro League Baseball Museum.
Right.
And so me listening to Bob and really hearing the story of the museum and what's going on there really inspired me to want to get involved. And so from that point forward, it's just like, yeah, what can we do? How can we get this? And so really it was that. And then I think Tad, who's the one who's orchestrated this event, reached out to us and let us know about this fundraiser and virtual sale. So kind of from those two things was really got us going with this event.
All right. Thanks, guys. Would you like to, before we open up a pack of cards, plug your social media and website?
Sure. Our website is baseballbbq.com, and our Instagram is baseball_BBQ.
Perfect. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys on. Thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we'll get a chance to chat with you guys again and hear more stories from your time playing baseball together. You, Mike, with Jose, and you, Brett, and the minors. I'm going to look out your book. Was it Minor Players, Major Dreams, you said it was called?
Indeed. It's the Scottish translation is available.
You've been hanging out with Irvine Welsh a little bit too much, huh?
Jason, let's open up 2 packs of cards. We'll do one each for them. How about it?
All right. So yeah, we'll do 2 each. So I've got eight packs of cards here. I'm guessing you guys collected cards as kids?
Absolutely.
All right. I got a feeling we're all about the same age. So it's a junk era. So we're on there. So I've got 87 Tops, 89 Donruss, 1990 Score, 91 Studio, 92 Stadium Club. Was it 91? 91 Stadium Club, 92 Donruss, 92 Pinnacle, and where'd it go? Oh, 93 Studio, and I've got Modern, but I don't think I got a feeling we're not doing Modern. Hold on, there we go. There we got the 93 Studio. So you guys can pick one each, And you guys want, if you pick the same pack, I got plenty of cards here, and we can do the same pack twice if you want that as well.
I call the 87 tops.
Right? Okay. Mike?
And I'll do the 1990. That's when I graduated high school.
Right, 1990. Okay. Right, the score. So no one's pulled the Bo Jackson card from that yet.
Oh, perfect.
That's the one where he's got the shoulder pads and that there. So we'll go with the 1987 and Brett, I will send you the gum to chew yourself. So
My son doesn't believe me that baseball card packs used to come with gum in them.
So it's funny if you say that because 87 Tops has been the most popular out of everything here. So yeah,
Wow.
Everyone seems to really like the 87 Tops, and I've probably eaten 5 pieces of gum. And
who's the artist as part of this benefit who does the art on the giant sticks of gum?
That's Matthew Lee Rosen. Matt
Love
Rosen,
that.
he's tremendous. Yeah, I couldn't believe it when he pointed out that like the weird red where Reggie Jackson's face is on his stick of gum is where it would be if you were to peel the gum off the card itself. He did all the research.
I was showing that to my son, and he's saying, "What is that? Why is it pink?" I'm like, "What do you mean? Why is it pink?"
Here's his bubble gum.
He didn't believe me.
Not only that, he did the research behind all the stuff in like 1980, 1981, because apparently Donruss came out with gum before they got sued. And he actually went and bought packs with the gum in it. And he actually has measured the size of the gum. So he actually knew the proper thickness of everything. Yeah. And then he has 2 other series of that. He's got one where it's like the
mac and cheese.
Yeah, the mac and cheese. Because remember cards on the back of mac and cheese boxes. So it's got like yellow goop and macaroni stuck on it, and he's got a cereal one as well. So
very talented guy, man. I really enjoyed those chat with Matt as well.
So
those ones were great. Those Kellogg's 3D ones, I love those.
Yeah. I would say, Mike, you probably remember the same thing. You probably ate a ton of Mother's cookies and drank a ton of Pepsi collecting all those Griffey cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the Griffey bars also, right?
Well, see, that's funny. That's one of the reasons I started talking to Tad, because we were chatting before, and he went live, and he was actually eating a Griffey bar that had been there.
That's impressive. He can find those things. He must have them stacked away somewhere.
He had a supply of like 10 that his mom saved in his freezer for like 30 years. So he'd come across them again, and it was like, all right, I got to eat one of these, and he didn't make it very far. All right, so we're off to a rubbish start. We've got the checklist card, which is never good.
Yeah.
All right. We've got Blue Jays, Jeff Hernan.
Okay.
I don't remember him. So we've got a rookie card here. You guys want to take a guess? 87 Tops?
87 rookie.
Okay, I'll narrow it down. It's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, wow. All right, who would that be? Is that like the Big Hurt, or is that era? Is that
Big Hurt was 91?
Not Clemens, or he's not even in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Mike?
All right, Cincinnati Reds. On the Cincinnati Reds.
Barry Larkin.
Barry Larkin.
Barry Larkin.
Hey.
So one of the fields that we play at in Arizona is Goodyear Stadium, where the Reds and Indians play, and there's a beautiful picture of Larkin when you walk right in.
All right. Okay. All right. All right. We've got Jim Acker of the Braves. I don't remember him.
Yeah,
played the Blue Jays. But apparently Jim's brother Bill was a defensive lineman in the NFL, playing for the Chiefs and Bills.
How about that?
All right. Then we've got Dan Schrader. I'm gonna go with Schrader on that one. He's got a nice mustache. The dash is great. So his numerous interests include home video.
That was a terrible Phillies era. Tell me that guy ERA.
All right.
What was that guy's ERA? Because that was a horrible era of Phillies baseball.
For this guy, Ray Jonas.
So I think a couple of us have frozen. Is everyone back with us?
See, that guy was so bad for the Phillies, he broke the internet.
I think it's Jason who's broken the internet. Jason, are you back with us?
Sorry about that. Am I back?
Yep.
Yes, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back with us now. I think my wife just turned on Netflix. I think that's what's throwing us off. So his ERA was 3.38 that year with Philly.
That's not terrible.
It's not bad.
Not bad. Yeah.
These days,
Right.
that would be an all-star caliber, wouldn't it?
Right.
So, all right, we've got a Seattle Mariner with Ray Quinones.
Nice mustache.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that was his first season with the Mariners. So apparently he led the Carolina leagues in doubles in '84. All right, we've got a pitcher of the Padres, Gene Walters. So this is that.
Who doesn't have a mustache? That's what I want to know.
I know the mustaches are great from there. Yeah, he went to Eastern Kentucky University. That's right. We've got Dodger, Ken Landreau.
Remember that name?
Yeah, I remember the name. He led Arizona State to the '76 College World Series. Oh, this one's another Mariner here. We got Ken Phelps.
Oh, Kenny Phelps. Love it.
So
I'll take that one off.
John likes this guy. John, who did you guys trade for Ken Phelps?
That would be one Jay Buhner.
Yes, it would be.
Yeah.
We agreed not to talk about that anymore, Jason.
I've got such small highlights in my life as a Mariner fan.
Oh God, who was the GM of the Yankees at the time? Was that still Gene something?
I don't know.
Was it Gene Michael or something like that? His name was, or am I thinking of something completely different? I'm going to Google that.
Right.
Whoever it was made a big mistake that day.
Yeah, so we have the Tigers, Larry Herndon. He was a longtime Tiger there.
Yep.
And Giant, so it doesn't really say much about him. We've got Cardinal Terry Pendleton.
Terry Pendleton.
Nice.
So that's not a bad card. He apparently was a Dodgers fan growing up. All right. We've got Joe Cowley.
Joe Cowley threw a no-hitter for the Phillies, and he hit like 4 or 5 guys and walked 4 or 5 guys. It was a crazy no-hitter. I remember that.
Really? Well, what year is that roughly?
About that same era.
Right. Okay. So apparently he's an avid University of Kentucky basketball and football fan, and he enjoys going boating. So, I like the back of these cards. They're always so much fun to read. All right, we've got Bruce Benedict of the Braves, and his off-season schedule includes speaking engagements, and he's a high school basketball referee.
So just the Joe Cowley no-hitter, he was actually still a White Sox player. He I'll tell you how many walks and strikeouts in a minute.
All right, no worries. Yeah, go ahead and pull it up. It's fine. That's it. You guys are the last interview of the night. We only have the one tonight, so it's only about you guys getting back to work. Not for we're all right.
It's pretty late for you, though, isn't it?
Man, we even finish around 12:30, 12 last. Usually last interview finish about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll chat for another half an hour, and then I usually check in with Tad, so it's about 2 to 3 in the morning when I go to bed.
Yeah.
I've got small kids, so I'm used to being up late, so it's not really much of a big deal. So, well, I'm looking forward to getting back to a somewhat normal sleep schedule. But of course, then it's also the playoffs, so we'll be up late watching the playoffs now.
Oh, I'm not going to watch anymore. I don't think.
Why not, John?
Baseball's rubbish these days. I don't enjoy it anymore. I've noticed the past few nights. There's like adverts for the postseason, and it's just.
Well, I'll be watching the game. So
it's not
midnight.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You have any luck finding it, Brett?
Yeah, he walked 7. I remembered him hitting some guys. I don't see that he hit any guys, but it's impressive to walk 7 guys in a no-hitter.
That is pretty good. All right. We've got Greg Harris of the Rangers. I kind of remember him. He likes to go backpacking in his leisure time.
Who doesn't?
Here, we pulled a Yankee for you, John. Paul Zuvella. I've never heard of this guy. I don't remember him at all.
And the crowd goes mild.
He's an enthusiastic reader, movie watcher, and chess player. He also plays the piano and drums. All right. See, he came over from the Braves that year. That's probably why. So I think this is probably one of my favorite uniforms for the White Sox there, but you got Russ Mormon. I like that combo there. So Russ was All-American at Wichita State University. There you go. Cool. No, that's not. We've got a Yankee again there. We got Rags, Dave Rigetti.
Now there's a Yankee. there's a Yankee.
But I'll send that over to you, John, so you get the gun. So we pulled the Barry Larkin. That's his rookie. It's not too bad. So it's not the Bo, it's not the McGuire, not the Will Clark or the Rafael Palmeiro or Bonds. We haven't pulled the Bonds yet. That's actually amazing. With all the cards you open, we've not pulled the Bonds. But let's hope we pull
So now that cards have exploded again on the market and the value is going up, what does your collection look like? Are you sitting on some expensive lot over there, or how's it going?
No. Have you started looking at cards again?
No.
So it's all changed. I mean, I pretty much gave up after like 91, 92, and now it's all about getting perfectly centered cards, 10 of 10s, and then that's where the money's at. But for me, funny enough, I got all my cards shipped over, and I stick them in. Whenever someone orders a jersey or a shirt, I give them like 10 or 15 cards and just get rid of them that way.
Nice.
So no, actually no. I'll let you. I got one card that has any value, and I gotta get it. I've got a 1952 Ted Williams Bowman.
Wow, beautiful.
So I pulled that. Some guy over here had collection, so I bought off him. So I gotta go get it graded. But yeah, that's about it. So.
Here, I'll trade you a card for a second. So we made this up a couple of years ago when we did our Arizona team.
Oh,
the exact replica of I can't remember which year this is for Topps. This was probably
79, 78.
Yeah, probably right. Yeah, probably 79, 80, one of those. That's me up there in the corner. I don't know where you are, Mike. Can you see yourself in there?
On the bottom. Well, if you're on the bottom left.
There you go. This was after a big stadium game. That's a nice one. And then I think this is the 1980 set.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I don't know where you are again in that one.
It's awesome, man.
That's actually cool. We interviewed Justin Cousteau, and he's a comedian, and he took 1980s style baseball cards and made it for his business card and flyers. So he'd hand out for his shows, and so that went down really well with a lot of people. So it was a fun chat with him. All right, so we got the score here. I would say we're hoping for that Bo Jackson card. There's a Frank Thomas rookie in this one as well. But unfortunately, we start with Kurt Stillwell with the Rangers.
Kurt.
Yeah, unfortunately, the cards aren't nearly as fun as the other ones. We've got longtime Royal Willie Wilson.
Sure.
Nice.
Struck out to end the 1980 World Series, Phillies victory.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's etched in your mind, isn't it? All right. So we've got someone here. We've got Don Manley, Donnie Baseball.
That'll be good straight to
baseball.
Yeah. So yeah. So we got Donnie.
You'll be sending that one straight to Graham, Jason.
Yes. Yeah. My buddy who runs a card shop up in north of Scotland, he's a big Don Manley fan. So I'm slowly putting this collection of cards together. I don't have the heart to tell him they're not worth much, but he'll like them.
So I listened to the Dan Patrick show, and they just had Don Mattingly on a couple of days ago.
Right.
And he said that he got his nickname of Donnie Baseball from Kirby Puckett.
Really?
Awesome.
Yeah. And so they were, I don't remember, it was a benefit fundraiser, or a bunch of guys were at some event, and Kirby Puckett just kept, as he said it, was like, Donnie Baseball, how's it going? Baseball, Donnie. And so that was his name. And he wasn't a rookie, but he was pretty young. So he said he felt embarrassed for a while that he had a nickname with Donnie Baseball, but now he says he uses it all the time. And he tells his players that he's Donnie effing Baseball.
Well, I mean, it turned out to be prophetic words by the legendary Kirby Puckett. Imagine being called Donnie Baseball by a guy like that.
Oh, yeah.
What a compliment,
Yeah,
even if
cool
it was
story
a
that-
jest. Yeah, I mean, imagine even if it's only a jest, just having a conversation with Kirby Puckett. Jeez, incredible.
Yeah. I'd be
Yeah.
down with that.
I think it's so cool that Kirby Puckett gave him that nickname. So
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. That's really cool. I'm going to ask Graham if he knows that. Graham.
Graham.
yeah.
There's an ongoing joke here. So
Graham.
we've got Chili Davis with the Angels here. So,
Love Chili Dip.
so yeah, I never realized Chili Davis is from Jamaica, at least born there.
Oh,
All right, we've got Carmelo Martinez. So that was him. I remember him. He was kind of stuck around for a while. All right, we got Dan Pasqua of the White Sox again.
Yeah, I remember Dan.
Yeah. So it doesn't say anything interesting
I
about
think
Dan.
my child's second grade teacher is Miss Pascal.
So a bit of serendipity here. We got Kirby Puckett from the Dream Team here.
Hey,
amazing. That's like when we pulled Greg Jeffries for Ramon Mejia.
Yes.
We asked Ramon Mejia who his favourite Met was, and he said Greg Jeffries. And like when we were pulling cards for him, we pulled a Greg Jeffries card.
oh, perfect.
Cool. All right. We got
Another guy that had forgettable time with the Phillies.
Did he?
Yep.
Okay. We got Brian Harper with the Twins here. He seems to pop up all the time in our openings. There you go. We've got a Philly for you. Tom Herr.
Tom Herr?
Yeah, Tom Herr.
There's a potato chip brand in Pennsylvania called Hers. And so, of course, when he was here, he did all the Hers and the Hers slogan, make Hers yours. So you always saw Tom Herr with these bags of potato chips.
Right, okay. Are they any good?
Easy money.
All right.
All right, yeah. All right. All right, well, yeah, shortstop here. We got Sean Dunston.
Oh yeah,
Cub.
he was still playing when I started watching.
All right. We've got Bryn Smith of the Expos.
He's popped up a couple of times as well.
Yeah, he was kind of been around for kind of a long time. So we got another Philly, but this one's a pretty, well, not obscure, but probably not anyone you really want to remember. Steve Jiltz.
Steve Jeltz, the Jet.
The Jet. Is that what he was good for? He was stolen base guy. No, he stole his most bases he stole in 1 year was 6.
That was his nickname, though, the Jet.
and what was he? 2, 4, 7 years with the Phillies. He stole a total of 17 bases.
Yeah, that was some bad baseball back then.
Yeah, but people had speed, so your shortstop, good glove, at least you could run. But yeah, he wasn't even running, so he barely hit his weight. That was not a good year for Steve Jones.
The question is though, how many attempts did he make to steal bases?
It doesn't tell that in the card. It just says stolen bases.
See,
No.
I bet it was like 17 out of 17.
Yeah.
He ran smart, not hard.
All right, we got Dwayne Ward of the Blue Jays.
I like those Blue Jays uniforms.
They're classic.
Yeah. Powder
I
blue.
don't like their uniforms now. I think they're kind of, they don't have as much character.
All right, we got Rich Montalone. So apparently he played for the Mariners for one season. I don't remember this guy.
I think everybody goes to the Mariners for one.
pretty much.
He might have been one of these guys that gets picked up at a trade deadline and then leaves at the end of the year though. So he's maybe only spent like a half season there.
Yeah, and they never make the playoffs, so you don't really know
Yeah.
who any of them are anyway.
Well, they even talk about his minor league. 4 years in the minor leagues. And didn't want to talk about that. We've got a rated rookie, but it's Randy McCammon. Yeah, exactly. They just made a bunch of rookie cards and said, "Yeah, this guy's a rated rookie." I think the best.
That's just some guy they found in a park somewhere. Like, oh, here, this guy, give him a card.
The mustache is pretty sweet. Yeah, that's the best part about it.
He looks like he's just been caught doing something he shouldn't
Probably.
have.
So this guy had a pretty solid career. And this is his rookie card, Greg Vaughn.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So
That, Greg Vaughn, I got a good Greg Vaughn story.
all right,
So-
let's hear it.
The guy that I went to high school with and was Aaron Seeley, and he pitched for
Oh, wow.
the Boston Red Sox for many years. And I don't remember who he beaned, and I could probably get this story completely wrong, but he beaned a guy. The guy charged the mound, and then all of a sudden, Greg Vaughn comes from first base. You don't see him anywhere. And he takes out the guy who was coming in for the fight on Aaron Seeley, and basically takes him over the top, head over heels. And I have to thank Greg Vaughn for saving my buddy on that one.
That's an amazing story. Greg Vaughn played for the Devil Rays, didn't he, as well, toward the end of his career?
Yeah, I think so.
Greg Vaughn did, yeah. I think he was part of like, let's get as many bashers as we can. So, Vaughn, Canseco, Vinny Castilla, Boggs. I mean, a bunch of old sluggers, but it's a good team.
It's a good name
Yeah,
for a new club. Brings the fans in.
You gotta do something, yeah. And they're still not showed up. We're 20 years later, and they're still not showing up.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. It's been absolutely wonderful chat with you guys. We wish you all the best of luck with the fundraiser, and hopefully we can meet up for a beer and a barbecue sometime.
Fantastic.
We'll come visit you guys for that.
Well, then you have to come for the whiskey and haggis.
Correct.
Don't eat haggis. It's vile.
I like haggis, so
I'm probably the least Scottish guy in the world. Like, I don't like haggis. I don't drink. So right away, like, it's just like, I mean, I probably don't deserve to call myself Scottish at this point, but nonetheless, thanks so much, Mike and Brett, for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. We'll have to catch up again later down the line and hear some more stories from you guys. It's been a blast.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Have a good one, boys.
Have a good one.